everybody in YouTube world? We're out here in Kensington, North Philadelphia, McPherson Park, and we're talking with Antoinette today. How are you, Antoinette?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
How old are you?
I am 27 years old.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Williamsport. I was
Okay.
born there, but I was raised in Georgia.
All right. Okay, so you're born in Williamsport?
Yes. And I was raised in Georgia.
Okay.
Down south, the bottom part. I currently started using when I was 15 years old.
What was your first drug?
My first drug was alcohol.
Was it?
I was in foster care, and I was dealing with the death of my mother. She died of AIDS.
I'm sorry
And,
for that.
Me not knowing who I was or where I come from, who my family was in that time period, was a lot taking a toll on me. Me being in a racist city.
Yeah.
Where they still believe in slavery and the Confederate flag.
And you're talking about Georgia here?
Yes. And, me being seen, picked up by white case managers, me being picked on, people that know my family, my mom in the streets being picked on about her and her diseases. That was really a lot for me at that time. I had no one.
I bet.
It was only just me and my brother. And in the time of me being transferred from different foster homes, which I've only been in 3, I never had the chance to be able to be in a group home, thank God. I was actually in all women's care, women's that were Christian and that were single. I was raped at the age of 4. I was given gonorrhea and chlamydia.
Oh.
That was a traumatized in my life at that age. That really took a toll on me because that's why I started using. That actually messed with my mentally state of mind, emotionally and physically and spiritually, because I hate men. And at that time when I was 12, I was experiencing some demon spirituals by liking females. As me being taught in a Christian home, that's a no. That's an abomination.
Yeah.
At that time, I felt like that's the only person that I could confine myself in. And that was the first love of my life at that time, what I thought. But in all reality, as I grew older, I experienced marijuana with her. And then after that, I experienced how to manipulate older guys out of their money. And from that was with my first love, her sister. My first love was a girl named Miranda Cottrell Trim. Her sister was Keisha Trim. They were both a blessing in my life and both, a major turnaround in my life. I did not finish high school. My foster mom dropped me out in the 10th grade when I experienced YDC, which is a young youth jail. I was put on probation. I was being very rebellious. And at that time, I was just finding any way how to go out into the streets and to rebel my foster mom. Even though she didn't abide by that, I wanted the taste of that lifestyle because I felt as though giving that was like just a handout. Like I wanted to experience how people out in the world didn't have what I had. But at the end of the day, she taught me life skills, how to hold down a household. But there were still other things that I would have never learned if I didn't meet my first girlfriend. So in a way that's a blessing, in a way it's not. I started using cocaine, which is my favorite drug, when I was at the age of 16. I met my first boyfriend. His name is Rashad.
All right, hold on. That was
when I was 16 going on 17, I experienced cocaine, snorting powder. At that time, I was a very outgoing person. I ran track in high school. I did gymnastics and cheerleading. That was my all. My mother was a hard-working mother. She was never there for my events. But now I understand why. Because she was a foster parent and had a household of other different ages. So at that time, I was learning how to be a parent at that age. I have no kids now. I've never been pregnant. Okay. I want to have kids. But at the same time, I think I'm being punished. But then again, it is a blessing to be your fruitful woman at the end of the day, as the Bible says in the Old Testament. Right now in my life, everything just went down the hill. I've been in abusive relationships. I've been not prostituting. I never had a pimp. but I actually put myself in those predicaments to where I would never lay with a man for anything free and then turn around and get told no. So people out there that don't get it, you know, when women are out here selling their bodies, it's because we want to be independent. Yes, we can get a job. At that time, I didn't have a job. I never experienced a job until later on in my life. After that, I actually was doing other things, traveling from state to state at a young age, lying to older men, saying I was a lot older than I was, but I was very mature. And, you know, I found myself catching charges, but not serious charges. But I also found myself getting out of those charges, all just because I knew who Jesus was and I had a spirituality. At the age of 18, going on 19, I started smoking crack.
Okay.
I was in the business of being with people that sold and dealt. You know, I've actually got stuck into that world, and still to this day, I smoke crack. Then as I got 20, I moved to PA to find my family. I've had my own house. You know, that was a struggle, but then...
You're talking about your regular family, your blood family?
Yes.
Okay.
I went and found them, but, you know, as I found out who I was and who I am in PA, they are somebody, and my family names ring bells. They are the Washingtons, the Braggs, and the Johnsons, and the Walkers. You know, we own a lot of churches, we have a lot of organizations, but you know how that is. When you be the black sheep of the child, you don't be with your family souls of the name. So at the end of the day, I was dealing with a lot of demons. I met people that hurt me, that used me. I've also found myself into other families wanting what they had or what they was lacking that I brung that I didn't have in my own family.
Basically, when you were a young age, that's why you were put in foster care. Your mother and your father were addicted as well?
Yes, but my dad was always there. But we was already in foster care with my real family. My aunt was a foster parent, so my grandmother's sister already had us in the system. But my mom came and took us away, and we went down south, and she wasn't supposed to do that.
I got
We
you.
got in the system down there the day that I was raped. My mom and my brother, we're doing an interview. They called the defects on my mother, and that's how we got took it. My brother actually ran, and they found them a couple weeks later, and they separated us. And then I was brought back to the family home that he was at. And then as he grew up, he was dealing with his own lifestyle persons, and then they separated us again. I didn't see my brother until later on when I got of age to sign myself out of foster care.
And you came back?
Yes. I came up here to PA to find my family. I found them, and nothing was very good. I should have just stayed down south because my life just went down the spiral as I learned newer drugs. I got into heroin. I just started doing it 2 years ago. I recently...
It wasn't out there too much in Georgia? I'm just curious.
No,
what are the
it's
differences
not.
between
Only
Kensington and Georgia?
Georgia and Kensington is fast. That's slower. That's
Gotcha.
a smoother general hospitality. It's different. Up north is fast. They're not considerate. They're not hospitality. They're just downright ignorant. You know, there's no caring. Down there is. If they don't know you, they'll suck you in. The drugs are different. No, there's not enough heroin where I was at. I'm way below Atlanta. So
Fentanyl out there?
down there is just, now there is. It's Molly, fentanyl. It's always crack and weed, but down there I didn't experience that. I just experienced cocaine and weed and alcohol. Up here is when I got into the harder drugs.
Yeah.
Up here, living in this life in Kensington, it's a struggle every day. You see people homeless, sleeping outside, and never would I thought, well, I'd be here. But I'm here and I'm going through a rough time. But God put you in places to where He know that you can't handle. He would never put you in situations that you can't bear. And sooner or later, when we put ourselves in those situations, it's for us to wake up and to see what our calling is. And sometimes it takes for us to get killed, get shot, get kidnapped, raped, or go to jail for us to see our calling. And thank God I've never been kidnapped, but I have experienced the rest. And right now I'm trying to do better. Right now I'm dealing with my father, dealing with cancer. And,
Sorry for that.
And
I really am.
My coping is drugs, but you know, talking helps, but you can't talk to somebody that's got an education in a book because they don't know your life story. They've never been through it. So me just being real and honest, I don't have time to sit and talk to somebody like that, just to listen for them to tell me and judge me from what they read in books and from their life skills. But other than that, when you're truly, really ready, you will. Yeah, so, whenever you truly wake up and find your calling, you will reach out for help. When you're not ready, there's no forcing it. So a day like in Kensington every day is scary. You don't know if you're gonna die, if you're gonna be in a shootout. I've actually been shot. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time a couple months back. Right now, me being back here is kind of scary, but I'm just taking more and more precautions. You know, I experienced sleeping in a tent. I experienced walking the streets all day and night. That's tiring. I mean, even though they make it kind of okay for you to be homeless because they give you clothes and they feed you, you know, that's a blessing. But then again, that's not right for a state of mind, because shouldn't nobody have to be out here struggling like that.
No.
Yes, we choose to do the drugs. Yes, we choose to buy it. But at the same time, everything is an addiction. Even if you're not addicted to drugs, you're addicted to something. Whether it's sex, money, clothes, shopping, you know, it doesn't matter. We have an addiction, personality, that's just humanity. Me, personally, I want to get out. My plan getting out is to really, I have reached rock bottom. And I'm right now waiting on a shelter, waiting on an outreach to help and send me somewhere to where I can gather myself, to where I can get life skills, to where I can get some discipline and some guidance and set rules for me to live a responsible life. So I'm waiting in line. That's just the rules. That's just how the world works. That's just so.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids, so there's no way I can get put up to the top of the line. So that's my story. So for those out there that can't talk, that don't have a voice, just try it.
I thank you
Just
so
try
much.
reaching out. There's
Antoinette.
people always out here.
I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and to share your experiences with the people. Spread awareness, because somebody else out there is going through the same exact thing, and you are helping somebody by sharing your story. So thank you so much, and God bless you.
Bless you.